Why Nestlé is the most evil company in the world. Nestlé is a huge multinational food and drink company based in Switzerland. Do you know that giant food company that's been around for more than 180 years? They're like the big boss of food, making all sorts of stuff like baby milk, coffee, snacks, chocolates, and even water. They make a whopping $100 billion from all these things around the world. You might think of Nestlé as the chocolate hero with treats like Kit Kat and Milky, but there's a hidden side to this corporate giant that might shock you. It's a story that might just make you rethink the products you see on your shelves every day. Let's explore the hidden side of Nestlé, one of the world's largest and most recognizable food companies. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another exciting episode on our channel. Don't forget to like the video, and hey, if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the latest updates. Nestlé's history. Nestlé's journey started in 1905, when two companies decided to team up: the Anglo-Swiss Milk Company, founded by George and Charles Page in 1866, and Farine Lactée Henri Nestlé, established by Henri Nestlé in 1867. Times were changing for Nestlé. They didn't just stick to milk and formula. They grew after both world wars. They joined forces with other companies like Cross and Blackwell, Findus, and more. But it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine. Nestlé faced some storms too. They got into hot water for pushing formula over breastfeeding in places with water issues. People weren't pleased and boycotted them. And that's not all. They got finger-pointed for using child labor in cocoa farming and selling bottled water in a way that didn't sit well with everyone. Child slave labor in chocolate production. Brace yourselves for a harsh truth that chocolate you love might come with a side of child slave labor. Yeah, you heard right. When you're savoring that chocolate bar, you might unknowingly be munching on a bitter reality: child labor. Nestlé, as the heavyweight food company, isn't the only one doing this, but their size means they should know better. Imagine kids hacking through cocoa fields, toting heavy loads for peanuts, and working in risky conditions. Nestlé promised to fix this back in 2001, along with Mars and Hershey, but every time the deadline rolls around, they struggle. They say it's hard to track their cocoa's origin, but reporters seem to do just fine. Even the Fair Labor Association thinks they can do better. In 2005, they got slapped with a lawsuit by kids who claimed they were trafficked to cocoa fields. The case was dismissed by the Supreme Court, not because Nestlé was innocent, but because international issues don't always align with US laws. During the trial, Nestlé's lawyers went for the "hey, even Nazis got away with it" argument. Yeah, that's never a good defense strategy. Aggressive marketing of infant formula led to tragedy. While Nestlé is often associated with sweet treats like chocolate, they also produce a wide range of foods, including baby formula. However, their marketing tactics for infant formula turned out to have devastating consequences, particularly in developing countries. Back in the 1970s, Nestlé did something deeply troubling. They sent fake nurses to impoverished hospitals, claiming to help struggling mothers with breastfeeding. To promote their baby formula, offering free formula samples might seem innocent, but the reality was harsh. These areas lacked clean water, and parents couldn't grasp the risks of using contaminated water for formula. The formula's English instructions were useless, adding to the struggle. The formula's English instructions were useless, rather than making things even harder. As a result, families diluted the formula due to cost, leading to malnutrition and countless infant deaths from dirty water and bottles. Outrage ignited massive boycotts in the 70s and 80s, forcing Nestlé to stop the Nurse Act. They responded by blaming water access and pushing their bottled water products. This move was met with skepticism, given their attempts to define clean water as a need rather than a right. Years later, Nestlé faced more allegations of unethical practices. In 2017, they were found guilty of bribing Chinese hospital staff for formula sales, resulting in imprisonment. They were also implicated in a formula shortcut that caused infant deaths. Nestlé's history exposes their callous marketing and profit-driven decisions, even when lives are at stake. Nestlé's bottled water. Nestlé's bottled water operations were the biggest in the world, but are causing some serious issues. Their Pure Life water sourcing in Pakistan has led to major water level drops, leaving locals with unsafe water sources. In the United States, Nestlé's approach to bottled water isn't any better. They've been drawing water from the San Bernardino National Forest in California without a proper permit since 1988, paying a mere $524 a year. During the Flint water crisis, they paid just $200 a year to extract large amounts of water from a nearby reserve. And let's not forget the environmental impact. Despite advertising about recycling, most of Nestlé's bottles aren't actually recycled. Their focus has shifted away from North America to international markets like Brazil and China, where their water bottling practices continue to cause problems. So, while Nestlé might not be dealing with the consequences anymore, the impact of their bottled water operations is still being felt. That's a wrap for today's episode. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon for more stories like this.